Bob Mucci, live at 1040 Tower. I've been in the community over 20 years. And I was going to do a top 10 reasons why affordable housing is a bad idea, but I couldn't put it in any funny terms. A little perspective, when the state statute came down, it was at the height of the real estate bubble. And it was a reaction. Not a lot of foresight or planning went into it. It was a reaction to a very high real estate bubble. And if I had told you back then that we would offer people real estate at 40% below the market, or we would offer to finance that instead of at 7%, we'd do it under 4%, people would look at you like you're crazy. But the economy has done that. It's come down, and what it's done to the statute, it's rendered it superfluous. It's rendered it moot. And with Section 8 housing, it's also rendered redundant. When you buy a house anywhere, first question people ask you is, what are the taxes? Now, I remember all those people that when that state statute passed, we discussed affordable housing in this community. It was given a lot of debate and a lot of thought. And we didn't want anything to do with it, and we voted for home rule. And the majority of the people spoke and said, we don't want affordable housing. We voted for home rule. That's a matter of record. And we still don't want affordable housing. We feel it's a bad idea. You know, we're a democratic society, and the people here spoke, and we wanted, this is a topic that just simply won't go away. It won't die. Now, we know there's outside influences, there's outside people that want this for our community. But the people here in Winnetka do not want it. And I think we should just tell them thank you very much, but we've spoken, and we don't want it. Now, there's no mandate that we have to comply with the state statute. Home rule says that we don't have to, and there's some debate about whether or not we're ever going to be challenged on it, if ever that's going to happen. The state statute itself doesn't have any teeth to the legislation. There's no enforcing provision. There's no oversight body. There isn't even any funds for that in the state. I don't see a change from the status quo, and let alone getting to the merits of the plan. Now, I could spend here half an hour telling you why it's a bad idea, and I'm sure there's some people that could come up with a couple of good things to say about it. But overall, the scale is that it's not a good idea. And when you talk about the plan and how you're going to implement it, how are you going to implement it and make the majority of us suffer for the benefit of a few people who might be given it by nepotism or by patronage? Who knows? But you're not going to be able to avoid those types of arguments. And as we all know, you want it for people between $75,000 and $100,000. Now, I fall within that group. I'm a public servant, and I tell you, if you bought my house for me and offered to sell it back to me at half the price, I wouldn't want it, because I wouldn't want to put the burden on my fellow Winnetkins. And it is going to affect our taxes, no matter what anybody says. You know, and I find it very odd that when we talk about the federal government being at the verge of bankruptcy and being shut down and making hard decisions about entitlement programs, that we're going down the wrong path on something that's probably not within the scope of municipal government. We're afraid of the state statute and afraid of the state telling us what to do, but we've already had home rule. We don't need to go through with this because there's an outside source saying that you better do it because we want it. I think we want affordable housing for everybody. And the way to do that is to lower our real estate taxes by cutting out this unnecessary spending. Now, that's an idea that I wish we could get obsessed with and spend as much time and resources on as it's being spent on this.
Thank you so much for your comment.